Information provided in this presentation is for illustration purposes only. Screens and options available will depend on your specific system configuration. Information provided in this presentation is subject to change without notice. This presentation has been produced by Kilimanjaro Consulting, a member of the Enterprise Group. No part of this presentation, including video, audio, and text components, may be copied, altered, or reproduced without the written permission of Kilimanjaro Consulting. As with any new product, you need to become familiar with changes in terminology and processes. Here is a list of some common terminology changes between MYOB Exo Payroll and MYOB Advanced Payroll. Let's have a look at those differences in more detail. In MYOB Exo Payroll, employees are assigned a pay frequency. Each employee can only have one frequency at any given point in time. In MYOB Exo Payroll, pays are frequency locked, meaning that whenever a pay is created, it is locked to a specific frequency with the pay period dates linked to the same pay frequency. This means that the system does not support different pay cycles for the same pay frequency, such as 2 fortnightly pays with alternating pay cycles. In MYOB Advanced Payroll, we use pay groups. A pay group is a group of employees that are paid at the same time in the same pay cycle. For example, you could have 2 fortnightly pay cycles running on alternating weeks. Each fortnightly cycle would be a separate pay group containing the employees paid in that fortnightly cycle. Employees can also be linked to multiple pay groups. Each pay group the employee is linked to has its own standard pay. This means that, as a standard template, employees could have different standard items in different pay groups. When you create a pay in MYOB Exo Payroll, you would select the pay frequency for the pay. Employees with the same pay frequency would be included automatically, with their standard pay copied into the pay. In MYOB Advanced Payroll, you would select the pay group for which you want to create the pay. Similar to MYOB Exo Payroll, employees assigned to the same pay group would be included in the pay, with their associated standard pay copied into the pay. In MYOB Exo Payroll, we use the current pay to process our normal pays for each pay cycle. We use one-off pays for ad hoc pays outside of a normal pay cycle, such as paying something we missed in the previous pay, or paying an employee outside of a normal pay cycle, for example paying monthly commissions or bonuses. We also use one-off pays to make corrections or adjustments to previous pays. Depending on the circumstances, one-off pays are often used to process termination pays. In MYOB Advanced Payroll, there isn't a concept such as current or one-off pay. They are simply pay runs. As shown earlier in this presentation, when creating a pay in MYOB Advanced Payroll, you simply select the pay group for which you want to create the pay. You might wonder, how do you go about creating a pay outside of a normal pay run then? Creating a pay outside of a normal pay cycle is no different than creating a normal pay. When creating a pay outside of a normal pay cycle, you would simply change the dates associated with the pay period. But what if you don't want to include all your employees in this pay run? In MYOB Advanced Payroll, unlike MYOB Exo Payroll, you have the option to remove selected employees from any pay run. You can, of course, always add the employee back into the pay run as well, using the plus icon. What if you need to make a correction to a previous pay period? Unlike MYOB Exo Payroll, in MYOB Advanced Payroll you don't create a new pay to correct a previous pay. Depending on the circumstances, you can reverse the complete pay, provided it was the last pay done for that pay group. Alternatively, you may only need to correct the pay for a single employee. In MYOB Advanced Payroll, you would open the pay that is to be corrected, select the employee and use the Adjust Pays option. A very important difference between MYOB Exo Payroll and MYOB Advanced Payroll is that MYOB Advanced Payroll does not allow negative values. So how do you deal with reversing the employee's original pay? MYOB Advanced Payroll will automatically create a reversal pay to reverse the employee's original pay. A duplicate of the employee's original pay will then be created, ready for you to make the necessary corrections or adjustments. In this particular example, the employee was originally included in and paid in pay 1545. Their pay was then reversed automatically in pay 1546 and a replacement pay 1547 created, ready for the amendments. In the adjustment pay, you would enter the details of what the employee should have been paid. What about the differences between what the employee was originally paid and what they should have been paid? Any variances in the employee's net pay resulting from the adjustment is processed in the employee's next pay, either as a payment or a deduction. Your implementation consultant will go through this process in more detail during your training, as there will be specific steps to follow depending on whether you are using the Australian or New Zealand version. In MYOB Exo Payroll, each of the different types of items that can make up an employee's pay falls under predefined categories such as salaries, wages, allowances, deductions, superannuations for superannuation contributions, and each of the legislated leave types. In MYOB Advanced Payroll, these are all classified as pay items. The setup of the pay item, in particular the type, specifies how the pay item is treated, such as an income, in other words salaries or wages, an allowance, a deduction, an employee or employer superannuation contribution, or a leave entitlement accrual or payment. Other pay item types may be available in your system depending on your configuration. In MYOB Exo Payroll, the How Paid screens in the employee's standard pay and in the current pay are used to record the employee's bank account details. The bank accounts can also be changed in a specific pay run. However, the net pay can only be distributed based on defined amounts. In MYOB Advanced Payroll, the pay distribution area is used to specify the bank accounts to which the employee's net pay is deposited. Unlike MYOB Exo Payroll, the bank accounts to which the employee's net pay is distributed cannot be changed for a specific pay run. The employee's net pay can be distributed as either a predefined amount or as a percentage. MyStaffInfo is the employee self-service portal for MYOB Exo Payroll. Depending on which features you use, employees can view and update their contact details, view their leave balances, apply for leave, retrieve their payslips, and enter timesheets. As an externally hosted website, MYOB Exo Payroll data has to be manually synchronized with the MyStaffInfo website on a regular basis. The Employee Self-Service module in MYOB Advanced Payroll is built into the product, not a separate website your employees need to access. Because it is built into the MYOB Advanced product, updates you make to the information available to the employees on the Employee Self-Service portal are visible in real time. Similarly, changes that employees make to their details via the Employee Self-Service portal are updated in the system in real time. You will notice that timesheets are not available via the Employee Self-Service module. Timesheets, or time cards, is a module within the MYOB Advanced product itself, but does integrate with the MYOB Advanced Payroll module to pay your employees based off their timesheet hours. As with any new system, there are a few new concepts that you will need to become familiar with in MYOB Advanced Payroll. In MYOB Exo Payroll, every pay item has a cost center assigned. This cost center in turn is assigned a general ledger account. This information is used to produce the general ledger report and create the general ledger journals for your accounting system. In MYOB Advanced Payroll, this is achieved through posting classes and general ledger purposes. The general ledger purpose is used to identify the type of payment for accounting purposes, for example salaries and wages, superannuation expenses, superannuation liabilities, leave expenses, etc. Each pay item is assigned the appropriate general ledger purpose. Posting classes are used to link each general ledger purpose with the appropriate general ledger account and sub-account in your financial system. You could have a number of posting classes to accommodate your general ledger account and sub-account structure. The appropriate posting class is assigned to an employee to specify the general ledger accounts and sub-accounts for their payroll journals. When producing the general ledger journals, the system will first look at the pay item in question to find out which general ledger purpose is assigned to the pay item. Next, it will check the employee's record to find out which posting class has been assigned to the employee. The system will then look for the general ledger purpose in the posting class to find the general ledger account and sub-account to which the transaction should be posted. In this presentation, we provided you with a high-level overview of some of the primary changes you will encounter between MYOB Exo Payroll and MYOB Advanced Payroll. During your implementation and training, you will undoubtedly discover other differences between MYOB Exo Payroll and MYOB Advanced Payroll. Your implementation consultant will discuss these with you in more details at that time.